Okay, this video is to help you with number 10 on the tile problems, two-step equations. Okay, in this problem we have x over 4 minus 2 equals negative 1. And this x over 4, think of that as a fourth of an x. Okay, if I took a full x and I broke it into 4, I would have a size about that big. So this x over 4 I'm going to think of as a fourth of an x. Okay, I'm going to type in the problem. Here's the equation. X over 4 minus 2 balances with negative 1. Here's what I have down there. A fourth of an x and a negative 2 balancing with negative 1. Okay, first thing I want to do is I want to get that partial x alone. Okay, I want to get the fourth of an x all by itself on the left side. So to do that, I need to get rid of two reds. To get rid of reds, I could add yellows. Okay, so I'm going to add 2 to both sides. I'm going to show that with algebra, showing plus 2 on the left, plus 2 on the right. So I'm going to drag up from the bottom here. I'm going to add 2 yellows to the left. I'm going to add 2 yellows to the right. I've got to keep it balanced, so if I add 2 to the left, I got to add 2 to the right. Okay, now it says next, here's what I get. Okay, before I do that, I want to take out any 0 pairs. Okay, remember, a positive and a negative attract each other. Okay, I want to take those out. So this positive and this negative attract. Click and backspace. This positive and negative attract. So click on them and backspace. And remember, that's why I added 2 to the left, because I wanted to get rid of the reds, which I just did. Okay, but over here, I'm going to take out the positive and negative pair. Okay, and I'm going to drag that down. This is going to help me in a minute. Okay, so now what do I get? Okay, remember, ignore the text box at the very left and on the very right for a minute. Now I have a fourth of an x balancing with 1. So I'm going to type in x over 4, which is a fourth of an x, balancing with 1. I don't know why I made that orange. I guess it's not that big of a deal. Okay, so if a fourth of an x is balancing with 1, and I want to know what an entire x equals, it's a little bit different than the first set of problems you did. Think of the second fourth of an x. If it were there, it would also equal 1. Okay, the third fourth of an x, if it would have been there, would also equal 1. Okay, and the top fourth of the x. Remember, there'd have to be 4 of them to make up a whole x. That would also equal 1. Okay, so on the left side, we have a full x now. Okay, that would be a full x. Okay, so what we really did, okay, when we thought in terms of getting to the full x, notice we have 4 times as much stuff on the left because we just started with the bottom row. On the right, we have 4 times as much stuff because we started with the bottom row, just that one yellow. Okay, so what we really did, we have 4 times as much stuff on each side. We really multiplied both sides by 4. Okay, so I'm going to type in multiply by 4, and then I'm going to put times 4 times 4. Okay, now looking at my picture, I know that an entire x has to balance with 4. So each x equals 4 in words, and then I'm going to type in x equals 4 in my algebra way to solve. Okay, so x, the entire x must equal 4 in this problem. Okay, I want to check it. I want to make sure I'm right. I'll go back to my equation. I'm going to replace this x with my answer that I got. And on this problem, I got 4. So I'm going to put a 4 on top of the 4. And I'm going to use Aunt Sally to simplify the left side of my equation. I want to see if the left side is equal to the right side. Okay, 4 divided by 4, I got to divide before I subtract. Okay, 4 divided by 4 is 1. I have 1. Bring down the minus 2 equals negative 1. Okay, I need to know, does 1 minus 2 equal negative 1? Well, if I start at 1 on the number line and I go 2 left, I'm going to be at negative 1. Okay, 1 minus 2 is negative 1. Negative 1 really does equal negative 1, so we did well. Okay, we know that the answer of 4 is correct because the left side is equal to the right side. Okay, again, do your best. Let me know if you have questions. Try not to stress too much, but just see what you can do and keep me posted.